Sox in St. Louis tonight, preparing for Game 3 of the World Series, working to break the 1-1 tie.
I'm Dan Roche in St. Louis. What the Sox need to do to recover from last night's errors that cost them the game. Well, we just our coldest day of the season. Tonight could be our coldest night of the season. Lots of frost and freeze warnings up. See how low those numbers will dip.
And emotions running high as Danvers high school students return to class in the wake of a teacher's murder. How they're honoring Colleen Ritzer.
Live from Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
With live pictures right now of Busch Stadium tonight, the home of the Cardinals and the site of the next 3 games of the World Series. The Red Sox are in St. Louis tonight, preparing to bounce back after last night's Game 2 loss. Good evening, everybody. I'm Paula, Ebben.
And I'm Johnathan, Eilias. Good to have you along this evening. You know, within the hour, we're expecting to hear from both manager John Farrell and also tomorrow night's starting pitcher is Jake Peavy. They're both about to talk to the press. When they do, we'll bring you the news conferences live. Around 10 o'clock this morning, though, the Sox players and coaches...
Well, they boarded the buses right outside Fenway Park. They were off to the airport. There's Big Poppy, and they landed in St. Louis just a few hours ago, and that's where our Dan Roche is live in St. Louis tonight at Busch Stadium. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Johnathan and Paula. Yeah, the Red Sox arrived here about 1:30 local time, 2:30 back home, of course, after that flight, and they'll work out here in just a few minutes, about 6 o'clock local Eastern time back in Boston. Off about an hour or so as they kind of get used to Busch Stadium here for games 3, 4, and 5, and I say that now as 5 is definitely in the cards after, no pun intended there, after what happened last night in Game 2. And it was a tough one for the Sox as they gave things up. The turning point last night in Game 2, let's take a look at that. Top of the 7th, Sox up 2-1, bases loaded for the Cards. Matt Carpenter hits a fly ball to left. Peter Cosma scores when Salty can't handle the throw. It was close at the plate, and then Craig Breslow tries to get the runner out at third and throws the ball into the stands. Now the Cards took a 3-2 lead and went on to win it 4-2, tying the series at 1 game apiece and stealing home field advantage. But the Sox aren't panicking.
Yeah, I think we're okay. You know, obviously we're like get the win tonight. But with that being said, you know, there's not a 0 in the win column for us. And you know, unless there's a clean sweep of 3 games, we got an opportunity to come back here and make history in this ballpark.
We've been there before. We're not worried. We're gonna turn the page and.
On the plus side, David Ortiz continues to stay red hot. He homered again last night, his 5th of these playoffs. Well, in St. Louis, there'll be no designated hitter. Keep that in mind playing here in a National League park. Last night, John Farrell said he expects Ortiz to play first base in Game 3, and you would think at least 2 out of the 3 for Big Poppy, depending upon how things go. Mike Napoli should get the call in 1 more of those games, but it certainly takes away a little bit of a weapon from this Red Sox. Napoli and Ortiz have been the 2 hottest hitters for the Red Sox in the postseason, so certainly not an advantage for Boston. We'll have much more coming up a little bit later on, but for now, from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, we get ready for 3, 4, and 5. I'm Dan Roche, Johnathan and Paula. Let's go back to you.
Hey, Roche, real quick, what are you hearing? Ross or Salty getting the start in Game 3?
Don't know yet. We shall see. You know, maybe go back and forth with David Ross after Saltalamacchia got the start last night, so they may flip-flop. We'll see what John Farrell does in that situation. Both playing pretty well, and David Ross did a great job handling John Lester. We'll see if he gets Jake Peavy in Game 3.
All right, Danny Roche in St. Louis Sports tonight. Danny, we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. One thing that the Red Sox won't find in St. Louis is animosity. Despite the fact that the team swept the Cardinals in the 2004 World Series, David Wade discovered most St. Louis baseball fans just aren't holding any grudges.
Boston, this is not your dirty water, but this does look exactly like your bridge. The under-construction Copycat Crossing spans the muddy MISSI PPI. On the banks, you'll find the iconic arch, the gateway to a real live baseball town. Good to see another Red Sox fan. Good to see a Red Sox fan.
I'm not a Red Sox fan.
Well, what is this? The beard, the Red Sox beard.
I've been going to beard for like 5 years.
And it was here 9 years ago that the Sox killed the curse. That killed Brian Parker.
If you'd have came in about 2004, 2005, you would have been my enemy.
Oh, you were upset then.
Yeah, I was upset. What you think?
For the next 3 games, this is now the center of the baseball world. It is the house that Beer built, Busch Stadium. Many baseball experts also say it's home to the friendliest fans in all of baseball. I'd like to argue, but they don't like to argue.
St. Louis is very friendly.
Yeah, where's all the hate? Where's the rivalry? Where's the yelling, the screaming, the chants?
We're just happy fans. We love our baseball, and we just love a good game.
I've never been to Boston. I'd like to go there one of these days, so I'm not the anti
right, Boston.
No trash talk.
Crazy. No, you guys are pretty good.
Kumbaya. If you're coming to St. Louis this weekend, tickets are hard to come by, as these people learned.
How long are you going to click on the screen for?
As long as it takes.
But you can always visit the home of Purina. And across the street from the stadium is the factory that makes Tums. Hopefully not too many Red Sox-inspired antacids will be shipping up to Boston. I'm David Wade, WBZ News.
David Wade, Dan Roche, and Steve Burton will be in St. Louis for these next 3 World Series games. Watch for their live reports all weekend long.
There is no kumbaya in baseball.
No.
Just want to clear that up. And when the Sox left Fenway Park this morning, you can bet that the players were thinking about how to change the momentum of the series. Paul Burton was there when the team left for St. Louis.
This is history in the making. The Red Sox officially on their way to St. Louis for games 3, 4, and 5 of the World Series. This morning, the players arrived at Fenway Park with their families, some distinguishedly dressed, like pitcher Ryan Dempster in this fancy plaid suit. They boarded the buses at Van Ness Street to make their way to the airport. Red Sox president and CEO Larry Lucchino among them.
This is the World Series. This is exciting. This is fun. I'm sure that they've got the same attitude they've had all year, and they're in this to win it, and they'll play together as they have all year.
You can tell the players were focused as they departed Fenway Park. A small group of fans cheered as they looked at their favorite players.
This morning, out here to wish them well, good luck, and bring it home back to Boston.
It's really cool to see the players, just to kind of see them on more of a personal level, not on the field playing. It's cool to see them coming with their families, getting on the buses to go to the game.
For everyone here, bringing home a World Series championship would mean a lot to Boston.
You know what it would mean. It would be extraordinary, particularly for this in this year. You know what's happened here.
So the players are off game 3 tomorrow night, and the fans here in Boston are very excited. In Fenway Park, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Dempster's suit rocked. All right, you can find a link to the auction site on our website, cbsboston.com. You can find all kinds of good stuff there. And while you're there, you can check out our live blogging of the World Series games, links to buy official merch and our fan photos. Also, the auction site, Shane Victorino's ball is going up on auction. And this is Mrs. Emma's 2nd grade class at Baldwinville Elementary School. Check them out. Nice beards. The class grew their own beards in support of their favorite team. Also, the Bee Farm in Natick is also showing their Sox pride. Nice. And they thank the team for being true champions off the field by sponsoring the farm's music therapy program. And look at this. How cute are these guys? These are the Allert, the Conway twins of Billerica. They say, "Go Sox." Well, they kind of gurgle it. Anyway, you can upload your fan photos on our website, cbsboston.com.
We have a developing story tonight. A 7.1 earthquake hit right off the east coast of Japan. This is right near Fukushima, the site of the March 2011 9.0 quake and tsunami. Those disasters triggered multiple nuclear meltdowns and massive radiation leaks. Fortunately, tsunami warning was up for the area, and that had been canceled, so it looks like they're in the clear for now. Well, it looks like it's going to be a weekend here in Massachusetts.
The problem is these colder temperatures seem to be sticking around, and they're not going anywhere for a while. Here's Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher.
Yeah, today was the coldest day of the season so far in Boston. Lawtown stayed in the 40s and did snow in Massachusetts, and not just the Berkshires. We'll show that video in a little bit. 44 right now in Worcester, Keens at 46. Just around 50 degrees in Boston and Taunton. With that wind, it feels a little bit cooler. We had some clouds, some stratocumulus out there this afternoon. It's starting to melt away as the sun dips, and we'll generally be looking at clear skies across the region tonight. The low temperatures down to about 28 in Billerica, Weston down to 31 degrees. Boston, the city itself, down to 37. That would eclipse the 39 we saw last night. Milford down to about 29 degrees, so lots of 20s on the map. And even as you work down toward the Cape, we should see temperatures down toward the freezing marks. The Weather Service has put up freeze warnings and frost advisories, kind of a menagerie of them that works its way down the coast. Frost advisory includes the Cape. We'll warm up a little bit this weekend. Details in a few minutes. Paula?
See you then. Eric, thank you. It has been an extremely painful week for students and staff at Danvers High School. Colleen Ritzer, a young teacher, murdered in the school, and a 14-year-old student charged with the crime. And today, classes resumed with reminders of the beloved math teacher all around. Our Karen Anderson is live for us in Danvers tonight. Karen?
And Paula, here tonight, the collection of flowers, candles, and pink ribbons continues to grow here at Danvers High School. It was an emotional day for students, though. We spoke with some of them as they were leaving. And they told us how difficult it was to be back, especially to be by Colleen Ritzer's classroom, as well as by the bathroom where the murder occurred. And some also say they found comfort, however, in being back with their teachers and friends. Holding hands for support, wearing pink, Miss Ritzer's favorite color, students returned to Danvers High School for the first time since learning of their math teacher's murder.
It was hard because I saw two of my friends there crying, and there's two boards outside her room where everyone wrote stuff on Post-it notes and stuck them on the board, and just seeing the kids in the class was hard.
Emily Nestor was in English class with 14-year-old Philip Chisholm, who's now charged with murdering Ritzer in a school bathroom, then dragging her body out to the woods behind the school in a large recycling container.
I feel really good about going today, and I did go to a grief counselor and got the thing because it was so hard in English because he was in there, and that was the hardest class, so I'm glad I got the help I needed for that.
Sources tell WBZ Chisholm used Ritzer's credit card after killing her. They say he went to Wendy's and the movies before he was caught. Details of the crime were not part of the lesson today.
We're a community and we stick together through tough times.
Kids found comfort in being with each other and their teachers.
It was good to be here and just get out of the way, show support to the teachers because they needed it today.
The teachers?
Yeah, they were pretty sad because they just lost a friend, so it was good for everyone to go.
And there will be a services Colleen Ritzer's family have been planning. Now there will be a calling hours on Sunday night in Andover, and then on Monday morning, the funeral service. All this while police continue their investigation to try to figure out exactly what motivated this attack. Live in Danvers, Karen Anderson, WBZ News. Paula, back to you.
Karen, thank you. And today there was a memorial service at Assumption College in honor of Colleen Ritzer. The math teacher graduated from that Worcester school back in 2011. Former teachers, classmates, and friends lit candles in her memory. And coming up at 6 o'clock, hear from one of the professors who knew Colleen and says she was on fire when it came to teaching math. Ritzer's family released a statement today saying in part, "We are simply overwhelmed by the many generous authors of so many who wish to support a lasting legacy for Colleen. So they've decided to set up a scholarship fund in her honor. No donations will benefit Andover High School graduates who pursue degrees in order to go into teaching. And we have all the information you need on our website, cbsboston.com.
Today, demolition crews started leveling Sandy Hook Elementary School. The project in Newtown, Connecticut is now hidden behind a wall of security, and there are no trespassing signs everywhere. But from the air, you can see that the work is well underway. The demolition process is expected to take several weeks as crews tear down the school piece by piece. In December, a gunman shot and killed 20 children and 6 adults inside this school. Newtown will use a $50 million state grant to build a new school on the same property, and the new building should be open in about 3 years.
A 5-year-old boy left all alone on a Charlestown street corner, and according to school policy, the bus driver who dropped him off didn't do anything wrong.
And a terrifying scare on a fair ride, the accident that sent nearly a half dozen people to the hospital.
And for the first time ever, a look at the grand jury indictment against JonBenet Ramsey's parents. Why the panel was convinced the couple had something to do with their daughter's death.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate flooring.
77241 Luna.
Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CRVs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CRV for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be on Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at your New England Honda dealers.
Having a heart attack or stroke may make you look at life differently. After my heart attack, my doctor told me about a clinical research study evaluating an investigational medication to see if it may reduce the risk of having another heart attack or stroke. This study is investigating a different approach to reducing bad cholesterol levels. If you have experienced a heart attack, stroke, or have peripheral arterial disease, call 866-267-3093 at heartresearchstudy.com.
turbocharged engine, the versatility of an SUV, and 2 years of no-charge scheduled maintenance. The 2014 Tiguan doesn't just stand out from the competition, it blows right by. That's the power of German engineering. Get zero due and zero down, zero deposit, and zero first month's payment on any new 2014 Volkswagen.
Now everything I cook gets rave reviews thanks to my new Electrolux induction range. Because it has features that are inspired from the appliances Electrolux designs for the world's best chefs, like the induction cooktop that boils water in 90 seconds. And with heat so responsive, it instantly adjusts to different pot and pan sizes. So all my dishes are perfectly cooked, and all my parties are real crowd pleasers. Electrolux, be even more amazing. See the Electrolux kitchen and laundry appliance collection at Barron's today.
Save up to 80%. 18-karat bands that sell elsewhere for $2,700 are $539. 2-karat 3-stone rings and studs are $29.90, and 1-karat studs are $5.99. Buy diamond and factory direct, the Jewelry Exchange in Sudbury.
I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers sales event. And the winning numbers are 1, 9, and 9. That's a winning 190 on an all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Two people are in critical condition tonight after this thrill ride here at the North Carolina State Fair turned dangerous. A total of 5 people injured in this incident. The ride, the Vortex, came to a stop and then suddenly started up again, throwing passengers to the ground as they were trying to get off the ride. Witnesses say several people were knocked unconscious. The Vortex spins, twirls, and flips riders upside down. Now, all of the fair's rides are supposed to be inspected 3 times a day, but officials at this point don't know if that even happened. Paula?
Well, Jonathan, the murder of a 6-year-old beauty pageant contestant, JonBenet Ramsey, remains a cold case mystery 17 years after her death. Well, now a Colorado court has released documents which reveal a grand jury at the time had indicted her parents. Begad Shaban has a look at the documents and why prosecutors decided not to move forward with the case.
John and Patsy Ramsey never faced murder charges in the death of their 6-year-old daughter, JonBenet. But newly released documents show that a grand jury actually indicted the couple 14 years ago. Then District Attorney Alex Hunter refused to pursue the charges in the high-profile murder, citing a lack of evidence. The court documents reveal a grand jury accused the Ramseys of child abuse. The jury alleged the Ramseys allowed their daughter to be unreasonably placed in a situation which posed a threat of injury, which resulted in the death of JonBenet Ramsey. In another count, the couple was accused of accessory to a crime for trying to delay the capture of their daughter's killer. While that person is never named, the Ramseys are cited for working to render assistance to a person suspected of the crime of murder.
Please, if you know anything, I beg you to call us.
The Ramseys always maintain their innocence. JonBenet's mother died of cancer in 2006. 2 years later, another district attorney publicly exonerated the couple, saying new DNA testing proved the killer was a stranger and not a family member. The court only released a small portion of the grand jury's record. John Ramsey believes those 4 pages tell just part of the story, and he's now demanding all of the documents be made public. Begad Shaban, CBS News.
A judge approved the release of the grand jury indictment after a Colorado journalist sued for those documents.
It doesn't look like the Sox will have to worry about rain, at least for the next few days.
Yeah, look nice there at Busch Stadium, but here at home we might have to grab our scarves and gloves. It's getting cold out there, cold enough in Rutland for snowfall.
No.
These are some of the first flakes of the season, Eric. Sorry, when did we see snow before Halloween?
Yes!
When it hurt.
A big cheer comes up from the crowd.
Don't get me wrong. I love to snow ski, love to snowboard, love the snow in the mountains. It's just the snow in the everyday life when you're walking on the sidewalk here, you know.
That's novelty snow, though. That's fun stuff.
Before Halloween, that's a long winter.
Take a look at the radar. It wasn't exactly a huge blizzard rolling through. This is that same exact little flurry that popped up, and that's it. Just south of Marlboro, we're working through Rutland, and through that little pop-up shower, some snowflakes came down today, and that's all we're going to see in Massachusetts. But there's more up north. How about Stowe Mountain in Vermont? They've been making snow, which is why you see so deep on the trails there, but also some snow in the trees on top of the mountains there. Temperatures saying the 30s all day. They opened up Killington today. They actually were skiing and snowboarding in Vermont before Halloween. Good stuff. If you're a snowhound, we take a look at the satellite picture this evening. We had a deck of stratocumulus clouds, but they're starting to break apart and melt away as the sun sets. That trend will continue. We should see a nice sunset and then clear skies as we head through tonight. It's 50 degrees in Boston, but many towns pretty much Everyone else is in the 40s, 12 degrees on Mount Washington, and certainly very wintry conditions up at the summit. That cooler air is all across the Great Lakes. Deep down into the south, it's been snowing at Snowshoe Mountain in West Virginia this week. So they're talking about skiing as well off to our south and west. Winds are generally between 15 and 25 miles per hour. It was another breezy day, not quite as gusty as what we saw yesterday. These winds will start to slacken off as we head through tonight. That will allow temperatures to fall. About 29 in Fitchburg, Keene to 27. Taunton down to the 20s tonight. Will be 30s out on Cape Cod as well, and Nantucket around 40. The Evans really said goodbye to the garden yet tonight. Is probably going to be that night. Now tomorrow we start off with cool weather and sunny skies, and clouds will start to move in the afternoon, becoming more breezy, so raking may not be the best thing for Saturday. Temperature is very seasonable for us. A front will move through for tomorrow night. This may bring a brief shower, and temperatures around 40. We're not expecting a lot of rain with it. It'll be very hit and miss, and mainly miss. And then on Sunday, nice fall day. Sunshine and clouds, a bit breezy, but temperatures in the 50s. If you're planning to head out to Gillette, taking on the fish, well, we have mostly sunny skies, and temperatures in the mid-50s for that one. We took a look at the temperature data between Gillette and also down toward Miami. This is our extra point for the week. Now, at home, the average temperature, 45 degrees for the Patriots since 2001, and a 10-2 record. In Miami, not so good. This also could play into, of course, home field advantage, but we'll chalk it up to the weather. Good conditions for the Pats at home this week. Paula?
You like it. All right, thanks. And this morning, workers at Connecticut's Mystic Aquarium released a young harbor seal pup back into the wild. Take a look here. This is Hubble. He's between 5 and 6 months old, and today he returned to the ocean near Blue Shutters Beach Island. His mother had apparently abandoned him when he was just a newborn, and vets at Mystic nursed him back to health, and they're thrilled to see he's well enough to go on there and live on his own.
So he makes friends quickly, and they teach him about the sea and the sharks.
Disney movie.
Stay away from him. A warning tonight about something that may be in your fridge or your freezer.
Yeah, this is serious. Still ahead, the popular brands of chicken salad that could make you very sick.
And breakup violence after a Wayland teen murdered her ex-girlfriend. Her parents now are wanting to stop it from ever happening again. Now here's Jack with a look at what's coming up at 6.
Hi, Johnathan. Paula, thank you very much. On our 6 o'clock news, we're going to take a closer look at school violence. It happens more often than you think. After the murder of a popular Danvers math teacher, we're going to show you just how many teachers face threats from their students. A contractor walked off the job taking the money, leaving a wheelchair-bound teenager unable to get to his bedroom on his own. Tonight, the push to finish the job, an army of volunteers. You know, it's a story that just might make you restore your faith in people. You'll like it. Tonight at 6.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Mario Bensavenga, serving at the Concussion Restoration Care Clinic at Camp Lebanon, Afghanistan. I want to shout out to my family and friends back home in Connecticut, and a shout out to the Boston Red Sox, best team in baseball. Go Bo Sox!
When it comes to crossovers, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Sorento. It has an available GDI V6 engine, a programmable power liftgate, panoramic sunroof, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, here's one feature the competition just can't beat. Game, set, match. Lease a Sorento for $239 a month, or get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months.
Before they certify a pre-owned BMW, they inspect pretty much everything. Even the cup holders? Yes. Rear defroster. Mm-hmm. Front bumpers? Yeah. Door handles? Did you take my yogurt? Air conditioning? Yes. Lower speeds? Yeah. Mirrors? Yes. Turn signals? Yeah.
A lot goes into a certified pre-owned BMW, so you can get a lot out of it. Get yours right now at the 2nd Annual BMW Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event.
BMW Gallery in Norwood and Norwell, exceeding expectations every day.
Even when you're in aisle 4, you're never far from home. With Xfinity Home, you can arm your security system, adjust your thermostat, and make sure your kids get home safely. All while you stock up the house. Simplify your life with the total home security and control solution. Plus, get 24/7 professional monitoring. Xfinity Triple Play subscribers. Now you can add Xfinity Home for only $29.95 a month. Plus, you can lock in your rate for 2 years and save over $200. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
The Pick Your Perfect Civic event is happening now, and you could get an amazing deal on a Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet is loaded with standard features, and it was the first car in its category to receive the highest rating of Top Safety Pick Plus from the IIHS. So head to your Honda dealer today, and you could get an incredible deal on the car everyone loves. Now, at the Pick Your Perfect Civic event. Lease one for just $159 per month, with $19.99 due at signing. Now, at your Honda dealer.
I'm Liam Kerr, Chairman of Democrats for Education Reform, and Democrats for Education Reform approves and pays for this message.
Education drives life. And as a grandmother and great-grandmother, and as a person who has a vested interest in education, I would like to see a mayor like John Connolly that shares those same philosophies. John has his children in Boston Public Schools. It makes him have an investment in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they will shine.
This week in the CBS News show 48 Hours, we'll take an in-depth look at the murder of Wayland teen Lauren Astley.
Astley's ex-boyfriend, Nate Fujita, killed her in 2011. And as Kate Merrill shows us, the issue of dating or breakup violence wasn't something anyone in either family even considered until it's too late.
Do you think that Lauren and Nathaniel loved each other? As in love as teenagers can be.
Lauren Astley's mother is talking openly about her daughter's death at the hands of her ex-boyfriend, Nate Fujita.
Dating violence. And I've never even heard that term before.
It is the topic of this week's 48 Hours. Correspondent Tracy Smith takes an in-depth look at the tragedy in Wayland. She told us how she spoke with investigators, family, even Nate Fujita's uncle.
It still is real to that family. This is a very close-knit family. His mother, Nate's mother, was very involved with Nate. She knew that he was suffering from something. She took him to a psychiatrist, but he refused treatment, and they weren't able to know even what he was diagnosed with because of his age.
He was a person who had come to her feet, and in the process, this that was most dear to him, along with his future. That's tragic to me.
Lauren was worried that he was depressed, that he was going to do something drastic to himself.
Even Lauren and Nate's friends saw the signs of trouble.
Definitely was like a bit possessive, like he would get angry if she talked to people.
Breakup violence is something they never heard of, but now it's what Lauren's parents are trying to educate others about.
It's something that I can do. Something about where I can't bring Lauren back. And it's for her. And for every girl like her.
Kate Merrill, WBZ News.
Lauren's mother has been working with legislators at the State House trying to get healthy relationship education in schools. And that 48 Hours airs tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, right here on WBZ.
Concussion concerns plaguing a well-known NFL quarterback.
Still ahead, Brett Favre may be retired, but something has him very scared about his own health.
In the race for mayor of Boston, one candidate has a wife and kids, the other doesn't. Will that matter on election day?
And a WBZ exclusive, a school bus driver drops off a little boy with no adults around to pick him up. After the break, the furious parents and what the school district has to say about this.
Patriots All Access gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the Pats, on the field and in the locker room. With the stories, exclusive player interviews, and a weekly one-on-one with Coach Belichick. Tonight at 7 on WBZ for the Patriots.
Today's weather on WBZ is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
The Chevy Cruze offers an EPA estimated 38 mpg highway. That's crazy. Crazy efficient, 10 standard airbags. And you get StabiliTrak with traction control. That is like crazy protection. This interior is insane. It is insane. I was going to say crazy again.
Visit your New England Chevy dealer. Right now, qualified lessees with a current lease can get a 2014 Chevy Cruze LT for around $149 per month.
In Italy, there is one ricotta cheese brand that is preferred above all others.
Galvani.
The ricotta cheese so smooth, so delicious, few can resist. Narento has joined with Galvani to continue making authentic ricotta cheese here in the U.S.
Galvani.
Enjoy the true taste of Italy at your table with Sorrento, now Galvani, Italy's favorite cheese brand.
Check out tonight's great lineup starting at 8, only on WBZ. Brought to you locally by JetBlue, you above all.
When the seasons change in New England, so do the sandwich choices. Introducing Honey's new and delicious Willow Tree Cranberry Walnut Chicken Salad Sandwich. It's made fresh to order with delicious ingredients from Willow Tree Farm and served on a tasty croissant for just $3.29. Try one now, or rediscover the original chicken salad sandwich and pair it with a cup of Honeydew coffee. Honeydew's Willow Tree Cranberry Walnut Chicken Salad Sandwich. This seasonal favorite is available for a limited time, so grab one today.
Hi, I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers sales event. And the winning numbers are 1, 8, and 9. That's a winning $189 a month lease on an all-wheel drive Venza. And next we have 0, 6, and 0. That's a winning 0 for 60 on Prius. The Toyota Winning Numbers sales event is going on now. Everyone's a winner. Toyota, let's go places.
Join Steve Burton and Dan Roche for continuing coverage of the Red Sox in the World Series. All day long, on TV and online with WBZ.
Our top stories at 5:30. Students at Danvers High return to class 2 days after the murder of a popular math teacher, Colleen Ritzer. The 24-year-old's family has just established a scholarship fund to help students who want to pursue a career as a teacher.
And the Red Sox in St. Louis tonight preparing for Game 3 of the World Series. We're standing by right now for news conferences with manager John Farrell and pitcher EV.
And a Boston family is furious. Their 5-year-old son was put on the wrong school bus and then left alone outside their home. This is a WBZ exclusive for you.
Yeah, the boy's parents are beside themselves, especially after learning that according to the school district's policy, the bus driver really didn't do anything wrong. Jim Armstrong has the details.
Hunter Sether is anxious to walk the streets of his new neighborhood Halloween night, but his parents are furious he also had to do it last Tuesday.
It's pure panic.
His kindergarten teacher here at the Eilias school in the North End mistakenly put him on the bus when he was meant to stay for the after-school program. When his dad arrived to pick him up, he wasn't here, and no one knew where Hunter had been for almost 3 hours.
The office said, don't worry, the bus driver would never drop off a 5-year-old without a parent there.
He knew he would.
Hunter managed to find his way home about a block away. The door was locked, so he stayed put until his dad got there.
And we found him outside of our apartment sleeping in the hallway. He managed to find a blanket and was sleeping.
The school's principal was so upset about Hunter getting put on the bus by mistake, she went to the family's home to apologize. But the family doesn't blame the school. They say the problem is the district's policy that reads, quote, "Please note that bus drivers will drop off students, including kindergartners, at the bus stop, even the parent is not there."
If my husband and I left our son home alone for even 5 minutes, we would both be arrested. Why is it that the Boston Public School could get away and do that?
I talked to a Boston Public Schools spokesman who says they are having discussions right now about possible changes to their school bus drop-off policies, but he says it's too soon to talk about when or if that might actually happen. Jim Armstrong, WBZ News.
Turn our attention now to the weather. It was downright chilly this morning.
Yeah, it really was. And we go to Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher for the weekend forecast. This is when you figure out how much your kids have grown. Because you pull up the jacket and you're like, uh-oh, gotta go to the store.
This morning down to 39 in Boston. That was the coldest morning since April 22nd. Tonight should be a couple degrees colder than what we saw earlier on today. So there are freeze warnings. That's the purple shading here on the map. Also frost advisories. A freeze warning is basically when temperatures are below freezing for several hours. The frost advisory is near that freezing mark for maybe an hour or so. Cape Cod included in this. This is the first time I think all Cape Cod has had a frost advisory. So if you still have the plants going, you want to cover them up tonight. So it'll be frosty again, 25 to 33 degrees in the suburbs for Friday night football. Heading out to the high school fields. Good luck to all the teams, but definitely bundle up out there. It'll stay in the mid-30s in downtown Boston itself. The chilly air will stick around as we head through this weekend. We'll have that frosty night tonight, but then a little bit of moderation for Saturday afternoon and a chance for maybe a shower Saturday night. Otherwise, a very dry stretch continues. No major warm or cold. We'll have the full details on all this coming in a little bit. Plus, we'll take a look at Sandy 1 year ago. Jonathan, over to you.
All right, Eric, we'll see in a bit. Tonight, Lowell police are trying to figure out what caused an early morning crash. Emergency crews rushed to the scene on Mammoth and West Meadow roads. They had to use the jaws of life to free the victims from this wreckage. 2 people were injured, one of them seriously. And the family of a BU grad student killed when a truck hit his bicycle is now suing the driver and the trucking company. 23-year-old Christopher Weigel died back in December. His family says the driver and company that hired him were negligent. They say the company has a responsibility to train drivers to watch out for cyclists in urban areas.
A Boston company is recalling ready-to-eat chicken salads that may be contaminated with listeria. Boston Salads and Provisions Company says that these chicken salads were sold under the names you see here: Boston Salads, Dietz & Watson, Market Source, Northern Hazerat, Price Chopper, and Rachel's Gourmet. These salads have a sell-by date between mid-September and early November. Listeria can cause an infection with flu-like symptoms. It's most serious in people with weakened immune systems. So if you should have any of these salads in your fridge or freezer, throw them out. We have breaking news right now. We want to get to Red Sox pitcher Jake Peavy getting the ball tomorrow night, holding his news conference out in St. Louis.
Watching the way they go about their business is fun. I think both teams do it very similar. We might have a little more louder of personality on our side at times, but they play game the right way. They grind out at bats just the way we grind out at bats. Give it to the next guy. Don't try to do too much. Everybody contributes, which makes them a dangerous team. So utmost respect, and it's going to be a war, as we saw last night. A team that makes executes the best and makes the fewest mistakes are going to win these big games, and two great baseball teams playing each other.
Front row on your left.
Hey Jake, you spoke a little bit about Beltran earlier. Just wondering if you can talk about the veteran on your own team, David Ortiz. I know you've been teammates just for a short time, but he always seems to come up with the clutch hits. Almost had it yesterday, except things kind of fell apart there. But can you just talk about what he brings to the team and having him in the lineup, even though he's a DH playing first base tomorrow?
Right. Obviously David's bat, at all costs needs to be in the lineup, and I'm sure John will address that. David's a game changer. He's as clutch as anybody that we're playing with or against. It just seems like he has a flair for dramatic. When the situation is the biggest, he's at his best, and glad he's on our team.
Sean?
Jake, the pitcher Jake Peavy, he'll be getting the start in Game 3 tomorrow night. He was talking about John Farrell, the skipper. He will be coming up in a few minutes to talk, and when John Farrell sits down in front of the mic, we will go ahead and take that and let you listen in live.
Coming up in the city of brotherly love, tonight the search for the drive car, and why those stairs might look so familiar to you.
And dog may be man's best friend, but a horse could be just what the doctor ordered. Coming up, we take you to the Love Lane Therapeutic Riding Program, helping kids with special needs.
Join my Bob's All Value team with my Apollo dual reclining sofa, only $5.99.
Bonded leather everywhere you sit.
Add the matching dual reclining love seat, only $9.99 for both pieces.
In chocolate brown and now in black.
This is the new award-winning lineup at the Jeep Celebration event. This is rediscovering what it's like to discover. This is the pinnacle of luxury in a full-size SUV. This is doing what you were born to do. And this is where open air meets the open road. Rediscover adventure today before the celebration ends November 4th. Get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Patriot Latitude 4x for $179 a month for well-qualified lessees. There are a number of new reasons to look at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts for your Medicare options. The name you know so well now has options you may not know, starting with new Blue Cross Medicare plans as low as $0. These plans include everything from routine annual physicals to hearing and vision exams, and prescription drugs. And we have an affordable individual dental plan too. Call us for information and to request our free guide to Medicare. And of course, these plans all come with the peace of mind of Blue Cross. So call 1-888-800-8445 for your free copy of your guide to Medicare with no obligation. You've got a number of reasons to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CRVs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CRV for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be gone Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at the dealers.
You know that family? The one whose eye for design is apparent in every detail?
most refined taste is best characterized by the company they keep. Well, say hello to the newest member of the family, the Cadillac SRX, awarded Best Interior Design of any luxury brand.
Lease this 2013 SRX for around $369 a month at newlandcadillac.com for this attractive offer.
Join my Bob's All Value team with my Apollo Power Reclining Sofa, only $6.99.
Push a button to recline to your perfect position.
Add the matching Power Love Seat, only $11.99 for both pieces.
In chocolate brown and now in black.
Tonight's partnership profile is brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim. Count us in.
This is such a great program. Working together on a unique therapy for special needs kids, that is the goal of volunteers at the Love Lane Horseback Riding Program in Lincoln.
It's tremendous, and that teamwork is making a difference in the lives of these young people. Shot! For young people like 28-year-old Megan and 4-year-old Grace, the Love Lane Therapeutic Riding Program is more than what the doctor ordered.
I like coming here, riding, taking care of horses.
Since 1988, the program has worked with special needs kids. Today, it provides over 4,000 therapeutic riding sessions each year.
We have kids with Down syndrome, we have kids with autism, we have kids with developmental delay.
Learning to ride and handle a horse helps with strength, balance, coordination, and confidence.
It's kind of my sport.
Riders learn to speak to the horses and command them.
Oh, Cody.
Grace has speech and language delays and started coming here in July. Her mother already sees a difference.
She comes home and she tells everyone she wants to be a horseback riding teacher when she grows up, which is just great.
But nothing would happen here without an army of volunteers. It takes more than 100 every week to team up with licensed instructors and staff.
It's the best part of my week.
Erin Cummings has volunteered for 12 years.
I come in with a million things in my mind and I leave with the one thought that maybe for a few minutes I made a little dent in someone's life and maybe made things better.
I just found such a family here.
It's been 3 years for Olivia English.
Plus, I love working with these guys and how gentle they are with these children with special needs. They really rally, don't you?
First, you're going to undo the nose band.
And with the cost of caring for the horses and running the program, the thousands of volunteer hours help keep the therapy affordable for families.
Everyone's so enthusiastic and supportive, and that's what helps make us be successful and able to serve so many kids.
And it does just as much for the volunteers as the kids. Love Lane provides riding therapy for children and young adults from 41 different Massachusetts communities. So go to our website, cbsboston.com, to connect with the program. And while you're there, tell us about anyone you might know making a difference in their communities.
It's a wonderful program. Makes a big difference. Plus, coming up for us, Brett Favre's concerns about concussions years after his retirement. How he says that brain injuries are affecting his everyday life.
And it's a fire in the fireplace kind of night ahead. We'll have 20s on the map by tomorrow morning. We'll warm up in the afternoon with the Hughes staff. Take a look at the forecast.
Hi, my name is Sergeant Major Bonnie Skinner, serving here with America's finest men and women with the Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa. We want to give a shout out to the Boston Red Sox. We are keeping the faith here and want you to know that you're not only Boston's team, you are America's team. Boston strong!
We witness it every day. Neighbors, family, friends, all pitching in to help one another. To see even more true stories of inspiration, dedication, and partnership, visit harvardpilgrim.org/teamwork. Harvard Pilgrim. Count us in.
She says switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds.
Call or click today.
The Pick Your Perfect Civic event is happening now, and you could get an amazing deal on a new Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet is loaded with standard features, and it was the first car in its category to receive the highest rating of Top Safety Pick Plus from the IIHS. So head to your Honda dealer today, and you could get an incredible deal on the car everyone loves. Now, at the Pick Your Perfect Civic event. Lease one for just $159 per month, with $19.99 due at signing. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange has half-carat solitaires for $4.99, 1 carat $9.90, and 1 carat certified solitaires $19.90. We have thousands of GIA diamonds, guaranteed the lowest price, and set while you watch. Buy direct, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Subaru takes you safely on adventures and brings you home memories. Buy a brand new 2014 all-wheel drive Subaru Forester, well equipped for only $21,995.
It's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I'm Liam Kerr, Chairman of Democrats for Education Reform, and Democrats for Education Reform approves and paid for this message.
Education drives life, and as a grandmother and great-grandmother, and as a person who has a vested interest in education, I would like to see a mayor like John Connolly that shares those same philosophies. John has his children in Boston Public Schools. It makes him have an investment in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they won't shine.
While New England weather is always changing, there's one thing you can count on. The WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, bringing you to the middle of the storm and tracking weather right in your neighborhood. The WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, powered by your New England Chevy dealers.
Good evening, this is Flo. Yes, send that, Flo. Aren't you sweet?
Licensed phone reps available 24/7. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Today's stock update is brought to you by Avidia Bank. Visit us at avidiabank.com.
Well, things are getting a little testy in the race for mayor of Boston. Marty Walsh is accusing John Connolly's campaign of sponsoring phone calls attacking him.
It is a full contact sport after all. Connolly now is angry about flyers from Walsh supporters criticizing his family background. But it's another family theme that has caught the eye of political analyst John Keller. He joins us now to explain. John?
Well, Johnathan, Paula, it's routine, of course, for politicians to feature their families in their campaigns as a way of connecting with voters and conveying understanding of family issues. But when one candidate is married with children and the other is not, that contrast can become more than just a biographical detail.
This campaign is all moms, dads, kids.
John Connolly and wife Meg have a lovely young family, and his campaign has made sure voters know it.
The son of Irish immigrants.
Marty Walsh has a family too, but no wife and kids of his own. And do you believe that having a wife and kids makes a difference in a mayor's understanding of and ability to deal with family issues?
For me, it absolutely informs my priorities, what I do and who I am. To raise children in this city is to face a whole lot of challenges.
Is that a reason for a voter to prefer you to him on Election Day?
I think that's up to voters, but no, I don't think so.
But some of Connolly's supporters offer a different take. At a recent rally, Reverend John Borders told the crowd, quote, "I want my mayor to be a family man."
That's a claim that it really shouldn't be answered. I certainly have a family. I have a loving family. I have my girlfriend, who's somebody who I've loved for a long time, for many years, and her daughter. They're my family.
He is someone who I think is a family man also. Families come in all shapes and sizes.
Connolly's emphasis on his family seems natural, given his branding as an Asian mayor in waiting. But intended or not, the implied contrast rankles Walsh.
By trying to say that I'm not a family man and use that type of wording is just incorrect.
So, will all this matter to significant numbers of voters come Election Day? We'll see about that. My guess is it may well have more impact than each campaign's anguish over the other's alleged sharp elbows. John Keller, at large, WBZ News.
Right now, here's your WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
A lot of shivering at the bus stop this morning. If you're an early morning runner, probably had lots of layers on. Look at some of the temperatures came in from our weather spotters. Norwood down to 25 degrees, Bedford down to 26, Worcester just above the freezing mark at 33, and Boston down to 39 degrees at low below, though, which is the coldest temperature since April 22nd. Colder air, it's all across the eastern United States, well down to the deep south. They've been seeing frost all the way down toward Atlanta, Georgia, and that's where the core of the cold is actually getting away pretty easily on this one. The wind's still blowing, but it's not as bad as yesterday. The wind generally 15 to 25 miles per hour with the gusts, make you feel certainly crisp outside for this evening. The cloud cover that we saw earlier is starting to melt away. There's been some snow showers up north and even a couple flurries reported here in Massachusetts. But it's mainly clear tonight. If you're heading out for Friday night football, definitely lots of layers, hot chocolate. Billerica down to 28, Shirley down to 26 degrees tonight. Basically what you saw last night, expecting a degree or two colder for this evening. 32 in Woodford down to 29 degrees. I think a lot of gardens are already kaput at this point. But if it's still going, you've got some plants outside down toward the Cape. Cover them up tonight, especially the mums. The plants will survive, but the flowers will get frostbitten. So if they're still looking good, put some covering on them for the overnight hours tonight. Tomorrow we'll start off with sunshine. Pretty nice start to the weekend. Clouds will begin to increase during the afternoon, and that wind will pick up. So it's not a great leaf-wreaking day. It's kind of self-defeating. But as we head toward tomorrow night, that front moves in, brings a chance for a couple of showers. It'll be on Saturday night. You plan on a couple of those raindrops. It's gone by the time we wake up on Sunday, and then we have a nice seasonable day. Breezy, mix of sun and clouds, more the same as we head into Monday. Another front tries to move in, but it loses all of its moisture. That's been the story all fall long here in New England. If you're heading out to the Patriots game, mostly sunny, a bit breezy, but 57 degrees. That's right on target. And if you're lucky enough to maybe get on a jet plane tonight or into the day tomorrow, head to St. Louis. Weather not a major factor for the Sox and the Cards. 40s to around 50 for Saturday and evening's game. There may be a couple of showers around for Monday evening, so we'll keep a close eye on that. I also wanted to mention that we're getting close to the one-year anniversary of Sandy making landfall. That was on October 29th last year. This is what Sandy looked like on this day at this time last year. It's a Category 2 hurricane. It was raking the Bahamas and starting its move off to the north. I also want to show the track at this time from the National Hurricane Center. This was the forecast, curving out to sea, coming back in, and making landfall in New Jersey. A lot of folks remember this storm and how the computer models were all over the place, but 4 days out, they had almost the exact track of Sandy down. And we all know the history, what happened after that. We'll talk more about Sandy over the next several days. Take a look at your WBZ AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Very steady, 50s by day, 30s by night, almost completely dry weather outside of those showers on Saturday night. Our next chance of significant rain comes on Thursday, but that's kind of low confidence, a long way out. It's Halloween. I wouldn't cancel plans yet.
Amazing. Without rain. All right, Eric, thank you.
All right, the skipper of the Red Sox now sitting in front of the microphones. Let's listen to what John Farrell has to say.
David will be in the lineup tomorrow on first base.
Barry?
John, how have each of your different experiences in your post-playing career contributed to how you manage and you know, how everything went into where you are now?
Well, I've been fortunate to be in the game posting on different sides, understanding what it takes to and be part of building an organization, to putting together a system that feeds a major league team. And probably the thing that stands out most is dealing with individual players and having some compassion towards cases where guys have needs and not to turn away from their abilities because they might be struggling at a certain point in time in their career. And I think more than anything, just trying to stay aware to their needs and what might help them fulfill their potential. So that strikes right at home with the farm director job. And that's probably served me as much as anything going forward as any other role.
Dan?
John, could you give us an update on Clay? I know he was out there kind of loosening up.
Yeah, he went through a throwing program today, got back to about 100 feet with some increased intensity along the way, and he's starting Sunday.
Okay, next to Dan.
John, given the set Molina's had this year throwing out base runners, is this a series where you'd be more inclined to give up and out and sacrifice a runner over as opposed to trying to steal?
I don't think our view on the value of an out has changed regardless of the time of the year. Their pitchers have done a very good job of unloading the baseball in a timely fashion to really control a running game, in addition to Yadier behind the plate. So, if there comes a point in time later in this series where we've got to be a little bit more willing to take some risk, that might present itself, but still, we value the out much the same.
Michael?
John, nobody's
on the right side of your screen. That's Busch Stadium. Beautiful day in St. Louis as the team is out on the field just kind of warming up for tomorrow night's game. And John Farrell, who took this team from worst to first in 1 year, has done a magnificent job. in front of the microphone. We'll be hearing a lot more from the players and the skipper in the days ahead. Moving on now, he was one of NFL's marquee players. Now he says he can't remember personal family moments. 40-year-old Brett Favre played in a record 297 consecutive regular season games, and he was a tough quarterback. But yesterday, the three-time MVP admitted to memory loss, claiming that he doesn't remember an entire season of his daughter's soccer games. Didn't even know she was playing. Favre blames his issues on the concussions that he suffered during his 20-year career. Favre reportedly turned down an offer to join the St. Louis Rams this week.
Well, we have much more news ahead.
Coming up for us, we have another update on the forecast for you, but let's check in with Jack Williams to see what's coming up next at 6.
Hi, Johnathan, Paula, thank you. We're going to be live in Danvers at 6 o'clock for the first day of class since that popular teacher was murdered at the Danvers High School. All week long, we've heard what a great teacher that Colleen Richter was. Well, tonight at 6, we're also going to hear about her incredible talent she displayed as a student.
Healthy mouth, like offering free exams and x-rays. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental because your mouth is our mission.
Hi, I'm Dawn Hayes for the Toyota Winning Numbers sales event. And the winning numbers are 2, 9, and 9. That's a winning $299 lease on an all-new Tundra Decab SR5. And next we have a 2. That's a winning 2 years, no-cost maintenance on any new Toyota. The Toyota Winning Numbers sales event is going on now. Everyone's a winner. Toyota, let's go places.
Is it smarter to buy a new car or a used car? Well, you can save a lot of money either way because DCU gives you the exact same amazingly low car loan rate on new cars or used cars. So you decide.
Yeah, it's an iconic film scene. Rocky Balboa running up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, training for his big match against Apollo Creed. Tonight, though, Philly police are searching for the driver who drove down those famous steps. Several people posted online videos showing the convertible driving down the steps, one after one after one, and then at the bottom, he sped off. Police plan to review the surveillance video to find the driver. Perhaps he was just too lazy to get out of his car and recreate what Rocky had done. That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but there's much more news ahead. The news at 6 starts now.
Starting to heal, but questions may always remain.
We have no clue what his motive was, why he did it.
Students return to Danvers High School after the murder of a popular teacher.
A travel and workout day for the Red Sox here in St. Louis as they gear up for tomorrow night's pivotal Game 3 of the World Series. Many towns barely out of the 40s today. Tonight, many towns back into the 20s. Cold air mass in place. We'll let you know if we'll warm up this weekend.
Years of saving lost when a contractor left this family high and dry. Tonight, volunteers who are making their dream a reality for free.
Live from Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
It's back to class, but not back to normal. Students and staff return to school the first time since the murder of a young teacher. Good evening. I'm Paula Ebben in for Lisa Hughes tonight.
I'm Jack Williams. So there's no question this was a tough day at Danvers High School. Colleen Richter was murdered at the school earlier this week, and one of her own students is now under arrest. Karen Anderson is live in Danvers tonight with late information. Karen.
Well, Jack and Paula, a difficult and emotional day for students here at Danvers High School. And you can see behind me the memorial continues to grow. Right now, the girls' soccer team has just arrived, bringing candles and flowers to add to the collection here. You can see them hugging. This is a teacher who touched so many lives. And students who are in school today tell me the hardest part was being in her classroom and also walking by the bathroom where she was murdered. Finding strength in each other, and in quotes from Miss Ritzer, students returned to school for the first time since learning of the murder of their math teacher in the 10th room.
The problem was sad, I never saw, that many teachers so sad before.
It's just, scary just to walk by and just knowing what that was about and what happened.
I feel really good about going today, and, I did go to a grief counseling.
Reality hit hard for Emily Nestor when she went to English class, which she used to attend with 14-year-old Philip Chisholm.
It was, so hard in English because he was, in there, and that was, the hardest class, so I'm glad I got the help I needed for that.
Sources tell WBZ Chisholm slashed 24-year-old Colleen Ritzer's throat with a box cutter, then dragged her body outside to the woods behind the school in a recycling bin. We've also learned from sources that Chisholm used Ritzer's credit card afterwards. He went to Wendy's and to a movie before being caught walking on Route 1.
We have no clue what his motive was, why he did it, but, he seemed like a harmless kid, but we don't know why he did it.
There were no answers to these questions in class today, but there was solidarity and a lot of pink, Miss Ritzer's favorite color.
The trust that the teachers and these students have is unbelievable. They trust each other. We trust them.
It was good to be here and just get it out of the way, show support to the teachers because they needed it. I can't really wrap my head around it still.
And back live here in Danvers, looking at the girls' soccer team, which has just come over after practice to this growing memorial here, and you see their faces and their hugs. You see just how much this beloved math teacher meant to the students. Now, Colleen Ritzer's family is planning the services to celebrate her life, calling our Sunday night a funeral on Monday. All of this while police continue to work on their investigation and help determine a motive. Live in Danvers, Karen Anderson, WBZ News. Paula, back to you.
Karen, we appreciate it. Thanks.
While the murder of a teacher captures national headlines, hundreds of Massachusetts teachers and staff face the threat of violence all too often. WBZ obtained the school safety reports for last school year. Here in Massachusetts, there were more than 1,800 physical attacks against teachers and staff by students, and more than 1,400 reported threats of physical violence.
Colleen Ritzer not only touched many lives as a teacher, she was also an outstanding student at Assumption College in Worcester. Today, former teachers and classmates there came together for a memorial service. As Sarah Conji shows us, Ritzer was remembered for her passion to teach.
Some in prayer, others in tears. They gathered for a service at Assumption College to remember Colleen Ritzer, a graduate of the class of 2011. The young teacher was killed Tuesday at Danvers High School.
Colleen Ritzer's death brings with it a mountain of sadness.
Many here on campus knew Colleen well. She was part of a small class of about 20 students.
She could light up a room.
Professor Kathy Stutz recalls how Colleen had a gift for teaching.
Loved math and was just on fire for how she could encourage students to enjoy math as much as she did.
Colleen did seem to have the right stuff and was well on her way to fulfilling the heartfelt desires of her parents.
Former teachers, students, and staff at the service each lit a candle in Colleen's memory, an expression of loss for someone who brought light to others.
It's been very difficult. One of the saddest things I think anybody's ever experienced because it's so unfathomable.
Their grief consoled by coming together to honor a lost member of the campus family.
She was shining star.
In Worcester, Sarah Conji, WBZ News.
The family has set up a scholarship fund to honor Colleen's memory. They say this is an appropriate way to honor Colleen's tireless and dedicated work as a teacher, and they hope others will be inspired to pursue such a worthy and rewarding profession. You can send donations to the Colleen Ritzer Memorial Scholarship at 175 Andover Street, Danvers, Massachusetts, 01923. We have a link on our website as well at cbsboston.com.
Well, the cold weather is starting to take hold here in New England, as it does this time of year. Yes, it's even cold enough to snow. You got to look really closely, although people were panicking, running into the streets. I got a snowflake. This is Rutland, Massachusetts this morning. Let's get to our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, who usually dashes out and heads for the snowflakes.
We just push our faces right against the windows here inside the studio and take a look outside whenever snow comes through. A little bit of excitement. Take a look at the radar from that snow shower. It was about the only game in town earlier on today. You can see it here. Basically just a little spit there around the Marlborough area. That's it. But hey, it's excitement. It's a sign of the times and the changes. The clouds are starting to break up now. We'll see a mainly clear night ahead and a cold one at that. Temperatures in the mid-20s to low 30s in the suburbs, mid-30s in downtown Boston. The wind will start to die down tonight, becoming much more calm. If you're heading out for Friday night fall, wear the layers. And there are freeze warnings and frost advisories for the coast tonight, so all the way out to Cape Cod, temperatures back in the 30s. Got a pretty good-looking weekend forecast ahead. More details coming up in a few minutes. Jack, Paula.
Okay, thank you very much, Eric. Well, the World Series now shifting to St. Louis, Missouri. Red Sox Cardinals are all tied up at one game apiece after the Sox lost Game 2 last night at Fenway Park. Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. The team left for St. Louis bright and early this morning. They're already on the field working out at Busch Stadium. And this is not the same Busch Stadium where the Red Sox celebrated their 2004 victory. That's now a parking lot. The new stadium is just there right across the street.
And seeing it all firsthand is our own Dan Roche. He's in St. Louis right now. Dan.
Yeah, Jack and Paul, it's a beautiful stadium. I can tell you that. I was here in 04 when they won it at the old Busch Stadium. This place is spectacular as well. The Red Sox arriving here this afternoon after taking off from Boston this morning, getting out of the field now as we speak, beginning their workout for an hour or so, take the usual batting practice, fielding, and get the webs out as they come across the country to get ready for this battle here. Now, the team will meet with the media after they're done, and you can hear what they have to say coming up tonight at 11. Now, let's go back to last night in Game 2. Sox were leading 2-1 in the 7th, but the lead was gone in a flash on one play. Salty couldn't handle the ball on a sac fly, and then Craig Breslow will throw the ball away. The Cards took the lead, and they never looked back en route to a Game 1 win. Now, as for tomorrow night, Jake Peavy gets the ball, and he expects it to be an epic battle.
It's going to be a war, as we saw last night. A team that executes the best and makes the fewest mistakes are going to win these big games, and two great baseball teams playing each other.
Meanwhile, how about David Ortiz? Went deep again last night, becoming the first Red Sox player to ever homer in both Games 1 and 2 of the World Series. Meanwhile, with the game shifting to the National League Park, there is no designated hitter. Mike Napoli will be out of the lineup for Game 3, so David Ortiz will play first base. And another lineup change to look out for. Daniel Nava will get the start in left field in place of Johnny Gomes. And one other note, just asked manager John Farrell a few minutes ago, Clay Buchholz will indeed get the start in Game 4 on Sunday night after throwing out here just a few minutes ago and testing out that shoulder, which has been giving us some tightness issues, but he is going to get the ball on Sunday night. Well, I'm going to get a few minutes in sports, but for now, from beautiful Busch Stadium, where it's a little chilly, but it's World Series weather, right? It's October. Jack and Paul, let's go back to you.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice, Dan. Thank you. Game 3, 4, and 5 are all in St. Louis, and so is our WBZ team. You can stay right here for live reports from David Wade, Dan Roche, and Steve Burton. Now let's get to some breaking news. A shooting on a busy roadway in Boston. A man has been shot along the VFW Parkway at the West Roxbury-Dedham line. Now he's been transported to Israel Deaconess Medical Center. All injuries are not life-threatening. The shooting reportedly happened near the turnaround of the VFW Parkway. There's also a crime scene near the Dedham Police Station. No word yet if any arrest has been made. By the way, WBZ crews are on the scene. We'll report any developments. Coming up, a labor of love on the North Shore. Contractors volunteered their time and their talents after another builder bailed on some much-needed work.
Tom Brady injured but practicing, and what another injured Patriot saying about his possible return to the game this Sunday.
Take a look at that Sunday forecast. Things looking fairly peaceful this weekend. Slight chance of rain. All the details in a couple of minutes.
Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, now it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Subaru takes you safely on adventures and brings you home memories. Buy a brand new 2014 all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza, well equipped for only $17,895.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
The My comfort versus my Bobopedic gel. You be the judge.
Theirs has gel-infused memory foam.
Mine has gel-infused Bobopedic memory foam.
Theirs comes in one comfort level.
My Bobopedic gel comes in plush, fur, or half plush, half fur.
Theirs is $19.99.
Mine is only $9.99 every day.
Yours is $1,000 less.
Is theirs worth $1,000 more? You be the judge.
It's a warmth that doesn't come from the sun.
Welcome to Cayman.
Welcome.
And a greeting that never gets old.
Nice to see you.
It's a feeling that no matter where you're from, you're home.
That's Cayman.
That's Cayman.
That is Cayman kind.
Are you Cayman
Now, in less time than you ever imagined, you can breathe new life into your basement and add much-needed living space to your home with the Owens Corning Basement Finishing System. Did you know installing drywall can take months? But our system is installed in 2 weeks with virtually no mess. So in practically no time, you'll not only finish your basement, you'll transform your home. Call 1-800-BASEMENT now for a free video and design consultation. It's a fact. Nobody knows basements better than Owens Corning.
The future of Boston starts now, and it starts with great schools in every neighborhood, cutting bureaucracy, investing those savings in the classroom, holding principals, teachers, and students to the highest standards. That's what I've always done. I have a comprehensive plan to end crime and violence, from more after-school programs to tougher gun laws, keeping kids in school and off the streets. Boston's future starts with its schools, and it starts today. I'm John Connolly, and I'll be your education mayor.
Candy. Who doesn't want a little candy? This Halloween, your New England Honda dealers want you to bring home a different kind of candy. Automotive candy, that is. Choose from a great selection of new Honda Civics, Accords, Pilots, Odysseys, and CRVs. Unwrap a sweet deal on the all-wheel drive CRV for just $249 a month. Hurry in. The sweet incentives will all be gone Monday, November 4th at the Halloween Savings Event at your New England Honda dealers.
It seems like a whole army of contractors is making life a whole lot easier for a North Shore teenager. The boy is confined to a wheelchair, and when his parents tried to renovate the house the first time, the contractor walked off the job and took the money with him. Well, some local builders heard their story, and as WBZ's Jim Smith shows us, they're now finishing the work for free.
How'd they do that? Sam Pastor got a big surprise when he came home from school today. Basically, a brand new house. The 16-year-old has cerebral palsy and will soon have a totally remodeled home, making everything much more accessible. I wait for this to make life much easier, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got off the bus and saw this?
I was like, this is truly incredible.
The real story is this project is not costing Sam's family a dime. Great Builders is donating manpower and materials, helping out a family in need.
We met Sam, who needed accessibility to his home, and right away he captured our hearts.
Sam's mom and dad saved for years for this project, but about 3 months ago, the previous contractor walked off, leaving the Pastor family in a bind.
80% of the project done, and walked off with our money. And we were left saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? What's going to happen?
That's when the brakes stepped in, and now this project will be even better. State-of-the-art equipment, inside and out.
When we're gone, he'll have a place that's safe and that's his. He won't have to go anywhere, and that's what's most heartwarming.
The Pastor family's been through so much over the years, and now one of the most difficult things is finding some way to say thank you.
There aren't words. There just aren't words.
In Swampscott, Jim Smith, WBZ News.
Good for them.
Well, too bad we can't find the name of the contractor and spill the beans on him. What a jerk.
Good for the brakes.
All right, let's talk about some chilly weather.
I know, very chilly weekend. Eric Fisher, what are we in for? How cold are we talking?
Well, you know, it's late October, so we've been asking for it all fall. Only 39 degrees morning at Boston Logan. It's always tougher to get cold weather at Boston Logan. Right on the water, the wind tends to stay up. It was our first temperature in the 30s since April 22nd, and this afternoon was the coldest afternoon since April 23rd, the day after. It's a normal low temperature for mid-November, and usually our average first frost is November 4th. It's a little ways down the road. We probably still won't quite get there in Boston tonight. 48 degrees currently in the city. Worcester already at 42. 44 in New Bedford and Vineyard Haven at 45. The breeze still a little gusty. It'll continue to down as the sun goes down. But it is a chilly evening, not just for us, but all across the Great Lakes and well down to the south. They've been dealing with the core of the cold, really across Tennessee and North Georgia and northern Alabama. You can see that cold there in the form of clouds here across the Appalachians. Lots of lake effect continuing off to our west. Locally, the little deck of clouds we saw this afternoon is all melting away, and we'll see mainly clear skies tonight. Now, the National Weather Service has put up freeze warnings and frost advisories for the coast. The freeze warnings are in purple. Now temperatures are expected to stay below freezing for several hours. Basically, it's just at the coast because these are areas that have not seen a widespread frost yet. To the west, it's still sub-freezing. You've just already ended the growing season. So especially here for the Cape, if you've got some flowers still blooming, some plants outside, you want to keep it going, cover them up for tonight. We're going for 37 in Boston, 32 in Worcester, Providence down to 33, and Chatham down into the 30s as well. Taunton at 27 degrees overnight tonight. We'll look at mainly clear skies. Clouds will try to move in during the day. A bright start to the morning, very crisp. If you're heading out running early, you will definitely be seeing your breath. Then as we head through the afternoon, you know, some of that cloud cover, so we'll call it filtered sunshine, but all the way through the day, it's a pretty good one to be outside. We will see the southwesterly winds kick up tomorrow afternoon ahead of this front, and this can bring a couple raindrops for Saturday night, especially if you're headed out late, a late dinner plan, or maybe if you're going out, we're going to be talking about hit or miss showers, and mainly miss. It's all gone by Sunday morning. Sunday's looking like a peaceful and single day. More the same as we head into Monday. A front will try to drop down from Canada, but very limited moisture, so probably not any rainfall. So Saturday looks like this, mid-50s, that southwesterly breeze, a sunny morning, and more cloudiness during the afternoon. Chance for a couple of those brief showers on Saturday night, and the clouds will keep our temperatures closer to 40. No frost expected there. And then on Sunday, mix of sun and clouds, a bit breezy, mid-70s yet again. So we've seen no significant storms at all. We started the summer with really wet weather. Precipitation was running quite a bit above average. And then we got into August and September and October. Now we're running well below those norms, and we're not expecting anything to add to that. And by the way, for the Sox, not much happening here as we head through the course of the weekend, and Monday shouldn't be impacting the games. A WBZ AccuWeather 7-day forecast, there it is. 50s by day, 30s by night, dry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next chance of rain comes on Halloween Thursday. Jack, Paula, over to you.
Eric, thanks so much. So, some interesting lineup changes for Game 3.
Yeah, let's get the latest from Mr. Baseball himself, Dan Roche, live in St. Louis.
Yeah, Jack, it's fun. It's a little chilly here today, but we'll soak it in. Why not, right? As the Red Sox try to bounce back from a difficult Game 2 loss last night at Fenway Park in the World Series, it all comes back here for Games 3, 4, and 5 at the new Busch Stadium, which is beautiful. We'll see what happens with this Red Sox team when they send Jake Peavy to the mound coming up tomorrow. Red Sox just getting on the field a short few minutes ago, starting their workout. They'll take some batting practice, get some ground balls. You can see them working out behind me as well. And a few minutes ago as well, John Farrell was asked how gratifying it was to have all of his players buying into the team concept this season.
The way they've united, the way they've come together as a team, and the way that they have met every challenge collectively, they've had fun along the way. That's evident. But the way they've come together as a team and sacrifice for one another, that's been awesome to watch.
Now, as I mentioned, Jake Peavy will get the ball tomorrow. He had a tough Game 3 in Detroit as a short stint and took the loss and certainly wasn't happy with it as well. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I can tell you one thing, just listening to him a few minutes ago, he can't wait to take to the field tomorrow night for Game 3.
This is what I've lived for my whole life, is to, my whole baseball career, I should say, is to have this opportunity to go out there on the biggest stage and have a chance to help your team win a World Series game and a World Series title. So I'm as prepared as I'll ever be.
Some sad news from the basketball world today. Celtics Hall of Fame guard Bill Sharman died today at the age of 87. He had suffered a stroke last week and passed away at his home. The NBA named Sharman one of its 50 greatest players in 1996. He's also in the Hall of Fame as a coach as well. Let's go to football. Tom Brady had full participation at practice today, gearing up for the Dolphins. He's listed as probable for Sunday with the right shoulder injury. Danny Amendola missed last week's game because of a concussion. He said he's feeling good and ready to go, but he's listed as questionable. And we'll have a preview of the Pats-Dolphins matchup for you on Patriots All Access tonight at 7 o'clock here on WBZ. And start your Sunday off with Patriots game day at 11:30. Pats and Dolphins will kick off at 1 here on WBZ, followed by our fifth quarter post-game show. That, too, is right here on WBZ as well. So Red Sox working out on the field as we speak. Xander Bogaerts taking some ground balls as they gear up for what should be a fantastic Game 3 tomorrow night. And I can tell you, I can't wait to watch JPB as he is, we saw, fired up for that start. So looking forward to all the action. We'll have you completely covered right here on WBZ as well. Live at Busch Stadium, I'm Dan Roche, Jack and Paula. Let's go back to you guys.
I love it. Can't wait. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. The CBS Evening News is coming up at 6:30.
Scott Pelley joins us live now from New York City with the preview. Scott.
Jack, Paula, great to be with you in Boston. After 25 days of making excuses, the Obama administration finally admitted today that the healthcare.gov website is fundamentally flawed and it has big bugs that are more serious and run deeper than we were led to believe. We'll tell you what they intend to do about it, and we'll have the rest of the world news for you on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
We'll see you then, Scott. Thanks.
Coming up, demolishing every inch of the Sandy Hook Elementary School.
CBS Tonight. It's the Hawaii Five-0 episode. Change everything. A must-see new Hawaii Five-0. Then, Friday's #1 show is about to get even more intense. It's a brand new Blue Bloods episode. You just can't miss.
There's no cop that has ever backed his men more than my father.
New Blue Bloods after Hawaii Five-0. CBS Tonight.
Estimate in the system. John Connolly will support those voices that go unheard. Give somebody a chance and see if they won't shine.
Fall is officially here, and the deals are better than ever at Herb Chambers Chevy of Danvers. Right now, you can lease a brand new 2013 Chevy Equinox for just $169 a month, or buy one for just $20,999, or lease a 2013 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month, or buy one for $14,999. And with 50 Herb Chambers locations, we give you the most money for your trade. No questions asked. Visit us today at Herb Chambers Chevrolet of Danvers. Online at herbchamberschevrolet.com.
The Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut is being torn down. Crews are demolishing the building where that gunman took the lives of 20 first graders and 6 school staff members. The bricks and steel will all be destroyed to eliminate any trace of the building and to keep souvenirs from winding up on sale online. Newtown accepted a $50 million grant from the state to pay for the project. A new school is expected to open in 3 years.
Tonight, investigators are saying it is Leslie. A New Hampshire girl ran away. 15-year-old Abigail Hernandez disappeared back on October 9th after leaving her Conway school. The FBI has been reluctant to call this an abduction, but investigators do say it is extremely rare for a young person who's constantly on social media to suddenly cut off all forms of communication.
MBTA police say that a Wilmington man was drunk when he drove his car into the Silver Line Tunnel. Prosecutors say the 58-year-old William Tilton failed a breathalyzer and crashing through barriers in South Boston. Tilton has a history of driving violations, including a 1988 conviction for drunk driving. Tilton was released without bail, ordered to remain alcohol-free. Coming up next, a chance to own a piece of the Red Sox World Series run. We'll tell you about it next.
Left field deep, down the line, toward the wall, grand slam!
Closed captioning brought by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts. We're dedicated to helping our members live happier, healthy lives.
Patriots All Access gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the Pats, on the field and in the locker room, with in-depth stories, exclusive player interviews, and a weekly one-on-one with Coach Belichick. Tonight at 7 on WBZ, your home for the Patriots.
If Paula Ebert had her way, she would help her child. With everything.
Go, 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 go! Go!
But instead, she gives him Capri Sun, with absolutely no artificial preservatives.
Welcome to Oktoberfest at Block Honda on the Automobile
to be willing to just go out on a major limb. This isn't something that we're messing around with. This is a real company. So it's important that we offer benefits. One of the reasons that we decided to pick Blue Cross Blue Shield was because it has this legitimacy. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, I could say it kind of with swagger.
Running low? Then it's the perfect time to save at Stop & Shop's gigantic stock-up sale. Buy Edie's ice cream and get the Stop & Shop brand free. Buy a 12-count box of Green Mountain K-Cups and get the Stop & Shop brand free. Shop big, save big at the gigantic stock-up sale this week at Shop.
Subaru takes you safely on adventures and brings you home memories. Buy a brand new 2014 all-wheel drive Subaru Outback, well equipped for only $23.65. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
If Paula Ebert had her way, she would help her child. With everything. But instead, she gives him Capri Sun. With absolutely no artificial preservatives.
Military keeps firing tear gas on the crowd. These people just march right back at us.
A world of real reporting on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pepper, Lisa Hughes, and Johnathan Eilias, weeknights at 11 on WBZ News.
The suspended piece of Red Sox history will soon be up for sale.
Yeah, remember Nick Wood from Westboro caught Shane Victorino's Grand Slam baseball that led to Boston's ALCS victory over the Tigers? Well, the 23-year-old URI student is going to put that baseball up for auction. Wood says he's a big Red Sox fan, just not really a sport. Like, bidding will open on November the 20th.
I can listen to that call over and over again. Grand Slam!
So we're all bundling up this weekend.
We are. It's going to be a little bit warmer than today, though. That's the good news. After a very cold weather tonight, we're heading out for Friday night football. Extra layers, but mid-50s tomorrow, mid-50s on Sunday. Mix of sun and clouds both days. Few showers Saturday night in the middle, but that's it. No big storms on the horizon.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, you mentioned Joe Castiglione. I think one of the truly great baseball.
No doubt.
Hey, let's take you back to St. Louis one more time. Paula, look at them. Mighty pretty, as they say.
Meet me in St. Louis. Let's do it. Game 3. Go Red Sox. We'll see you right back here for WBZ News at 11 o'clock.